I went to see Hadrian's Wall and I saw a tree. It was a mindful tree. It was a mindful, famous tree. I really hope Sycamore Gap grows back. When I go and see the tree, it brings back lots of memories.
Last September, the Sycamore Gap tree used to stand behind me here. It was felled illegally in an act of vandalism, and since then we've been working together with our partners here on Hadrian's Wall to try and commemorate that event.
The Sycamore Gap tree means a lot to our school. At both Henshaw and Greenhead primary schools, it's actually the logo which the children wear as a badge. So they see it every day. It really does mean a lot to us because we go up to Sycamore Gap and the surrounding areas often as part of visits to other educational establishments. And the children always came to know it as being their Sycamore Gap and being something which they could go and see whenever they wanted.
It made me happy because I always used to see it driving down past my friend's house and my granddad's.
First of all, the children produced their very own art piece about Sycamore Gap and then wrote a very emotive poem to go with that picture. It was outstanding that we were able to take a child down to the Chelsea Flower Show and present that seedling to Dame Judy Dench. The child had never been to London before, and it was just a fantastic experience. To be able to be part of the next step of the Sycamore Gap journey was really remarkable. As the closest school to the Sycamore Gap, it really did mean a lot to us. To be able to accept the Tree of Hope, we're immensely proud to be able to be given that. And it will not just belong to the school, but it'll belong to our whole community. The children were so affected, as the staff were, by the felling of the tree. But what we're really focusing on is not the tree being felled, but that regeneration and regrowth which is happening through the seedlings of the Sycamore Gap. I think to have one of those at our school will be absolutely fantastic, and it'll ensure that for generations to come, the children won't forget what an important landmark Sycamore Gap is.
The Trees of Hope is one of the projects that we're embarking on to find homes for the saplings that have successfully regrown from the seed source. And we're really keen that they go to places in the country, in the local area, or just to individuals to give them hope, to show how when something awful like this happens, that actually there can be life and continued hope beyond that. One of the local partners in the northeast we've identified is Tina's Haven. That's an area of woodland that's being created, which is a place for reflection for people in the memory of Tina who died from drug addiction.
She was born in 1985. She was the second of 4 sisters. She was always a unique child. She had like her own little character and personality, very bright, very quirky, very cheeky. When Tina was 9, she suffered a childhood trauma that she was to carry for the rest of her life. As a result of that trauma, from early teenage years, she started to use alcohol and substances wherever she could access them to self-soothe. And actually, you know, for 25 years throughout Tina's life, I absolutely clung to a feather of hope that Tina could find recovery and healing, that she could be the mum to her son that she wanted to be. And when Tina died, that hope died with her. To have a piece of land, like a tangible, beautiful resource, we've got a beautiful natural space to start to begin to do some of that reflection. It just creates a huge opportunity, a huge legacy, which is almost immortal in terms of where it is and what it is.
The reserve, which we can now call Tina's Haven Reserve, it's a 30-hectare area right on the Durham coast. It has been farmland, and it's going to be soon planted up with 21,500 trees, one of those being one of the trees of hope.
To be planting one of those Sycamore Gap trees of hope is just, it's enormous, it's magnificent. I can't think of anything that would be a better legacy for Tina.
Over the last 12 months, collaboratively with the National Park and Historic England, we've been able to listen to all the responses we've had, the emails, and by far the strongest theme has been around nature and how we can commemorate the tree here, both in helping the stump regrow but also in doing other work. So one of those projects has been the heartwood work that we commissioned with Shona Brannigan, the artist, who's been able to create prints from the stump itself.
But with this tree, so many people loved it, and obviously I've learned a lot more about that through having worked with it. I wanted and needed, obviously, to do the best I could possibly do to honour it and to honour how people felt about the tree.
Shona has produced some beautiful artwork, really beautiful craft in terms of the printmaking that's happened, and I think it really symbolises the power of nature, actually, and humans' love for that. I think the exhibition showing all of the prints together is really powerful, and it is a really beautiful legacy in terms of the loss of this tree.
But things do happen, you know, to people, and yeah, in our lives things happen. And then it's, well, let's make the best of it, let's do something, you know, positive.
As a consequence of the tree falling, there has been some damage to the wall. The National Trust applied for scheduled monument consent to undertake the repairs that were necessary as a consequence of the damage. It involved some grouting being placed into hairline cracks and fissures, and that work has been successful.
So as we approach 1 year on, we actually are going to mark that by bringing the largest remaining section of the tree, and that's going to form, I believe, the centre point of a refreshed exhibition here at the Sill National Landscape Centre. And I think a really important thing for me is that the public can engage with the tree on their terms, as they always have. Perhaps not how any of us would have wanted it to be, but I think we're doing the best we can.
We're approaching the 1 year on. Obviously the criminal investigation's still ongoing. It'll conclude in December this year, but the amazing partnership that we've evolved here on the wall over the last 12 months is ongoing, and we'll continue to commemorate this wonderful place in as many ways as we possibly can.
I went to see Hadrian's Wall and I saw a tree. It was a mindful, famous, historical, magnificent, welcoming tree. I really hope Sycamore Gap grows back.